What's up guys, Mecha Ish here, and from Killer Instinct the video game, we got a brand new 6-inch collectible action figure line. We got Sabrewulf. Let's do it.
Level 138 in progress. Prepare for launch in 3, 2.
Step out of your world.
Welcome back to another unboxing video and review of the 6-inch Killer Instinct, and this time we are up to Sabrewulf. Now this is from Ultimate Source Studios. You can see here in accordance with Microsoft to make these awesome action figures based on the popular video game franchise. You got exclusive in-game unlockable, which is going to be an alternate look for Sabrewulf, and we got the sick Killer Instinct KI logo and great image there, great artwork of Sabrewulf. Series 1, Wave 1. Guys, check out my channel for previous reviews I have done so far. Let's take it to the side of this box. We got Sabrewulf. Having endured agonizing procedures to remove his freakish cybernetic implants, Sabrewulf feels no closer to reclaiming his humanity. Barely clinging to sanity, he nurses an addiction to ancient medicines and artifacts, which seem to slow his descent into savagery. Very cool backstory on Sabrewulf there, and I love it. He's a very popular figure from the Killer Instinct universe. And you can see we get up to the back of the box. Sabrewulf has ragged edge articulation with head and waist movement. So, you know, these Killer Instinct figures, so far from what I've seen, are very limited in articulation. Fulgor having the best of the articulation. But then we have, you know, Hisako and Jago, very limited. Here it says head and waist movement. So I'm excited to see, I'm very eager to see how the articulation works. And we have here exclusive in-game unlockable, includes interchangeable muzzle and goggles head accessories. So that's very cool, and you can see the displayable environmental base. Fulgor, Hisako, and Jago I have already reviewed. Shadow Jago is up next, and Spinal hasn't come out yet, but as soon as he comes out, I will be doing a review on that as well. But guys, let's take it aside. Great look at the action figure all posed up. And then on the top of the box, we got KI, the logo for Killer Instinct. Alright, let's open Sabrewulf. Let's take him out of this box and let's see what he's all about. Okay, so you have the pull tab here, and I'm going to flip it down so we can get a better look at the contents of this box. And you can see nice big cardboard packaging going down. And just like with the other figures, has an insert Killer Instinct Sabrewulf collectible figure Series 1, Wave 1. This highly detailed collectible figure was developed and sculpted by the dedicated Ultimate Source sculpting team, Fight On. And you see here in the back of the card insert, you can see there's a little scratch off, and I'm going to be using that later on. That's very cool. Put that away. And you see he has a package full of accessories. Wow, look at that muzzle. Well, we're going to take it out and get a close look, but we have the muzzle and the eye goggles there, which is very cool. I'm going to put that to the side. And let's take Sabrewulf outside of his prison here. They're all packaged the same way with the black plastic encasing the figure. And you can see at the back of the base there. And we have, wow, we got Sabrewulf, and he looks very cool. All right, wow. Now let's make sure, always make sure there's nothing else in the black plastic. I'm gonna put those to the side. Holy moly, look at Sabrewulf here. Now while I have him in hand, let's just run down his articulation. Let's see the head. If he has any head articulation, just slight movement, but I really wouldn't call that articulation. It's just probably the point where they, you know, plop the head on. So really not any articulation in the head or neck. Like see, he can't really turn this way. See, can he raise up a little bit? No, you see all this fur, sculpted fur, is impeding any kind of range of motion, if he had any. So it moves side to side just a little bit, but nothing really. Now they did say there was arm movement, so you can see this gigantic hinge right there, and check this out. Wow. That hinge goes all the way back and all the way forward. So great hinge range of motion. And we have a rotation at the shoulder. Look how tight that is. You can hear all the funny noises coming out of it. Oh my goodness, excuse you, Sabrewulf. And it's the same thing for both arms. So you have that great ball hinge there and the rotation. And then let's see, nothing at the elbow. We go down. All right, we got wrist swivel. So we got a rotation at the wrist. And let's make sure it's in both hands, because some of the figures, like Jago, had wrist articulation, wrist swivel only in one arm, which was his weapon wielding arm. But here Sabrewulf has it on both. So that is cool. No ab crunch, but we do have a nice waist swivel. And then going on down from the waist, I don't see any cuts. There's no real articulation anywhere else. He is posed permanently in this position, and everything else is pretty much static. But that's pretty much it for the articulation. Let's take a look at his head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is well done. You know, again, I hate the break. Like the Hisako had the open mouth, and you see that break in the sculpt. There is supposed to be articulation. You can see right there behind his jaw, there's an articulation point. Therefore, his jaw can open up a little bit more than it already does. You can see the opening in the space right there. It closed and then it opens. Unfortunately, it's just going to keep going back up, and it's not going to be that noticeable because he doesn't have, you know, range of motion up or down with the head to really make that jaw articulation more prominent. So that's unfortunate, but I'm glad they added that in. I mean, we can't even turn his head to the side, nothing like that to really make the jaw drop. He should be more ferocious. He is part of Killer Instinct. There is a killer instinct inside of him, and I think the sculpt should have showed that a little bit more, a little more ferocious and mean. I mean, he does have the nicely sculpted sharp teeth. Let's take a better look at those teeth there. Now you can see the teeth are painted. I like how they painted in the gums, and you have the white teeth, and the white teeth, a little chippage here and there, but I love, look at that tongue. You can see the nice pink tongue that he has. That is a great detail. It's not just an open mouth. There's actually sculpted detail inside of the mouth and painted detail, so that is fantastic. Now his eyes are kind of hard to see. They all have these tiny eyes, and he has, you know, the white of the eyes, more yellowish eyes, and then he has those brown pinpoint pupils. And the rest of his blue color looks great throughout his fur. I love that they did a lot of dry brushing going back here. And you can see going down the mane all the way to his back. That looks fantastic. And all the furry, sculpted goodiness, all the goodness that is sculpted down his arms and also his feet, his hind legs. That looks great. And I love the nails. Oh, those are sharp. He has those black sculpted toenails and fingernails, so watch out. You can see you have the greenish hue going down the arm, and the same on this side. It's a lot more green on that tricep, but that's good. It gives a cool lighting effect to Sabrewulf here. And you have the same greenish coloring down by his knees and by his thigh. Now the awesome sculpt and paint detail continue on through the pants, and thank goodness he has this belt here holding his pants in place, because that would have been awkward, but it looks very cool. We have this light brown, and you can see the texturing and even the wash they put over it, really making these pants look realistic. You see, look at that. That looks so nice, and I love how they have the pockets. You got his little tail sticking out. You got the ripped pants, and I love the brown belt wrapped around, holding him in place with the silver buckle. Now I have a little light blue spreading over to the brown, or the brown was unfinished, either way. But it's a little sloppy there, but very minor. And again, going down towards his pants, you see a little blue spray going on over to the sculpted pants. And a little unfinished detail as well going down here, but it's again minor, and it's not taken away from the beauty of this figure. Of course, down in his feet, he has the peg holes there to have him on his display stand, and just a very cool looking figure. He is a big dude too. Let's see how tall he is without the stand. Okay, they're in the 6-inch scale, but imagine if he was standing up straight. Here, just crouched over, he's just over 5, maybe almost, yeah, a little over 5 inches tall. Just imagine if he was actually standing straight up. He could be probably 7 inches tall. Sabrewulf, as bad as he wants to, cannot stand on his own 2 feet. He would have to put his arm down as such to have him in a decent looking pose and pose him that way, because he can't even turn his head. But if you want to, you know, because the legs are static and there's no articulation point, he's just going to keep falling over like that. But thankfully he comes with the base, and let's talk about that base here. We got a nice environmental display piece here, which is nicely sculpted. You can see the broken down floor here, and you know, according to his bio, he's always looking to try and slow his descent into savagery by, you know, potions, medicines, artifacts, and he looks like he's been learning and studying really hard with these old tattered books here that are also nicely painted to try and discover a cure for his Sabrewulfism, or whatever you want to call it. But that's a very cool display base. Alright, so see how well he stands now on the display base, and now he is ready for action. That is action. Sabrewulf also comes with 2 accessories, one of which is this muzzle, which is nicely painted. You can see the silver metal piece, and then we have a brown strap. And you can see here the silver metal piece is not really doing a good job because it is open at the mouth, but it's a very flexible plastic there. And let's see if we can fit this on Sabrewulf. Now Sabrewulf has this long chin, so let's see. It's not going to be perfect, but I'll do my best. We'll just slide that right on if we can. All right. So I want to make it so that his eye peers through this opening, and he has a little strap. Oh, let's see. Maybe that's good enough. Nope. Okay. Now you see this. That is nicely fit over his eyebrow and everything. That looks pretty cool. Now this piece right here is just going to keep sliding off. So what I'm going to do is take this loose strap piece, and I'm just going to tuck it behind his ear so it'll stay in place, and that looks pretty cool as well. And then he also comes with these goggles. Now I don't know his backstory, if he was an aviator or something of that sort, where he actually flew planes or whatever, but this looks pretty cool. We got painted green goggle lenses, we have a silver paint around it, and then we have that same brown color for his hat and his strap, chin strap. Let's see if this actually fits on the Sabrewulf. Now we saw the other one was sliding off, and let's see if we can get this on. So let's just tuck this right under that beard. You see that? Tuck it right under the beard and put it right over his head. Okay, so it's just gonna keep falling off. You know, these accessories, they're nice touches, but they just keep falling off. Now let me see if I can, you know, stretch it out so that it can go maybe around his ears or something. Let's see, maybe we can do that. This is a short plastic strap here. It doesn't have a lot of slack, and I really don't want to rip anything on video for you guys today. But let's try it again. That is actually a lot better, but it's not even how, you know, how the strap is placed. But if you just want the goggles look, at least wrap it around some of the hairs, and you can get that look going on there. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, look how cool this is. We got a little tag team action going on here. Now, all of these guys are on the 6-inch scale, with Fulgor being the tallest. Sabrewulf, imagine if he stood all the way up, fully erect, he would be a lot taller than Fulgor. But you see, you know, unfortunately, with the lack of articulation, his legs are just static. They're in the same place as is Hisako's and Jago's. So unfortunately, the posing and displayability options are very limited. Fulgor, on the other hand, this guy right here has great range of motion. I consider him to be a real action figure because of his posability. The other 3 here, I mean, they're great looking, highly sculpted, you know, great paint applications, but the limit in articulation makes them more like miniature statues. So there you have it, guys, my video review of Sabrewulf from the new Killer Instinct 6-inch line of collectibles from Ultimate Source. Now, very happy to have this in my collection. The sculpt work is top-notch. The paint applications are very good. I just wish the articulation was a little bit better than it actually is. But, you know, the articulation that this Sabrewulf figure does have is decent enough where I can get him in some intimidating, imposing poses. And he is going to look great, especially as you guys saw with the other 6-inch Killer Instinct action figures. So, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a thumbs up if you did. And check out my channel for the reviews you have missed. And I got Shadow Jago coming up next, so subscribe so you guys don't miss out. For Sabrewulf, this is Mecha Ish. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.